about us now. We're the talk of the town. Don't you see, to be who we were before, we don't need to think so hard. Oh, I went through it, sunk in a daydream. We were chasing, tasting. See, I met you on a star, but we would sit and fall. Who are you? Who are you? You and I will talk about this. We'll grow far beyond this, maybe. I'll see you around. I'll hit your phone and we'll talk about this. Maybe $1 million in a daydream. Don't wake me up. We were chasing such a daydream, tasting love, but who are you? Don't wake me. Don't wake me. Don't wake me. Don't wake me up.
Welcome, Cramer.
Hi.
Hey.
How's it going?
It's going pretty good. You just killed it. Wow.
Oh, thanks.
No problem, no problem. I think the viewers are really in for a treat. So let me ask you this now. Your art, I don't even know how to describe it almost. I feel like it's extremely vulnerable.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I think that would be something you would describe my music as. Okay. Probably because it's so personal.
Gotcha.
Every single song is about either my life or somebody else's life that I know. So I think vulnerability is necessary in those types of songs.
Nice.
Yeah.
Do you have trouble like accessing vulnerability, or is it amongst you?
Not accessing vulnerability. I don't even know if that's so much a thing when I write, because it's sort of just interpretations of different concepts. And so I mean, yeah, you have to be vulnerable in order to write those things, but I don't think I like go into it intentionally thinking I have to access it as a part of any other, you know, some sort of other mind state that I have. I think it just comes out because it's always there.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So I guess writing for you is habitual.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
So what would you say a day in the life of Cramer would be like?
Depends on if it's a Friday or no. I think a typical day of me being on my game is waking up, eating breakfast, you know, some oatmeal or some fruits or smoothies and stuff, and then either rehearsing for something that I have coming up, or just writing, getting my mind clear for the day. It depends on what happened the day before, really.
I got you.
Just practicing whatever goals I have in mind. If I want to learn 5 songs that I heard on the radio and that sound really nice, then that's going in my journal as a goal that I need to work on, those 5 songs.
Okay.
You know, just different things that I think, that would be nice to do.
Nice.
do them.
Okay. So, let me ask you this. I know a big part of an artist is, like I said, becoming vulnerable, being vulnerable.
Right.
And we have a different path than most people,
Right.
being an artist. What would you say, I guess, what type of things do you pour into your life, or you bring into your life that inspire you to write or inspire you to be a positive person?
I would have to say watching people learn new things and realizing that the mind is very responsive to, or I'd say like situations are very responsive to how your mind works and how you view things. So I kind of like try to look at everything from an unbiased viewpoint and see what I can learn from them, or see other people learning things from concepts. For example, my song "Don't Wake Me" is it's kind of abstract for the first time listening to it, and then you're like, what is she talking about? But I think that that's how a lot of my songs are. They're just very observational, you know? It's not necessarily telling you to feel a certain way or to think a certain thing. It's sort of just like, hey, here are all these things that I've seen. What do you take from this? You know, like it's art, right? You can't like keep trying to put it in a box. You kind of just have to interpret it how you feel connects to you. And that's all I do. I just upload things, and then when it's time to download them, you know,
Gotcha,
regarding
gotcha.
music.
Okay, makes sense.
Yeah.
Let me ask you this. One of the things I've noticed from watching you is that you normally wear a head wrap, a garment. What's the story behind that?
It's kind of like a, I feel like it demonstrates my power and ability to show what I want and not show what I want. Sort of I would say less control than redefinition of what it is that I hold sacred. And I think the crown is a very sacred way of expressing who you are and what you determined is your style. And I think with me, I wear my hair out sometimes. I don't always cover my hair up. But when I do cover my hair up, I feel a newfound sense of control and kind of connectivity to like this long lineage of people who also wore their head wrapped. And it just makes me feel good. And you know, if it has a nice pattern on it or a nice texture, I think that adds to the fashion choices that I choose. So it's a lot of things wrapped into one thing.
Makes sense.
Wrapped into one thing. Okay.
Here we go. So in the song Vanilla, you said, "Don't ask me for any more favors."
Yeah, I did.
Break that down.
So the full thing is, don't ask me for any more favors. I'm losing track of the reason I came here for. I'm losing sight of the pieces that brought me home, so don't ask me. And it's after that, you know, that long spiel of like, I'm not vanilla no more. But I think it's a release. I think when you go through the song is really kind of my first aggressive song, to be honest. It's the first song I wrote that was like, I'm not in love with everything, you know. Before it was like sunshine and, you know, all this stuff. But at the end of that, it was just like, you know, don't ask me for anything else. I'm healing. I'm putting myself back together. Like, I'm losing track. Whenever you know, hit me up and ask for a favor, I'm losing track of where I came from and what made me whole. So I kind of had to add that at the tail end of the song as sort of a reminder to, you know, let yourself heal. You can be angry and stuff like that, but at the end of the day, you have to really think about what things you're putting in action afterwards, or what things you're keeping away from you, or what things you're pulling closer in order to truly, like, move through that whole process. So.
I got you. You seem, like, just being around your presence, you seem truly grounded.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice.
like, like one of the things I feel like comes out in your music that is definitely storytelling. It's definitely a lot of things, but it makes you it makes you almost stop moving. It makes you, it's almost introspective in a way.
Yeah.
And I just wonder, is that intentional? Is that a part of you?
Well, it's intentional when I write it.
Okay.
So, I mean, I hope that it's, you know, it has that effect. You want, when you write something, or like even when you make films and go into any type of art thing, you have this image in your head and this story in your head that you want to put down. And we have this crazy responsibility as artists too, because we get up on stage and we literally like share that image that we had with everybody else in the audience. And so, I mean, I hope that it's clear what I'm communicating. It's intentional, being, you know, being vulnerable and being honest. But, I mean, if it comes off as that to you, I'm really happy.
I got you.
You know? There's no way of me knowing, right? Like, when you're standing in front of an audience, people can go, ooh, ah, but you never really know what they're thinking. My next song is called Martian. And it's about not being seen when you want to be. So, this is Martian.
I tried to find another, but they all led me astray. They don't look at me with your eyes. You could kill me with one look my way, and I wouldn't mind if I died. Just shoot me another glance that says you look like that special kind of girl. Oh, what a match we could be. We could go get higher off of love. So come on, baby, match me. So I'm sitting in this park, you know, mind over matter, thinking, do I even matter? Tried to catch your eye, but she's even better. So do I even matter? Just say, you look like that special kind of girl. Oh, what a match we could be. Ooh, we could go get higher off of love. So come on, baby, match me. You must be from another planet. There ain't nobody like you. I know that this earth's warmer than how we found it. My Martian man, let's go higher. You must be from another planet. There ain't nobody like you. I know this earth's warmer than how we found it. My Martian man, let's go high. Go high, let's just go high. Higher, go higher. Let's go higher. I tried to find another like you, but there's no one with your eyes. Higher, go higher. Let's just go higher. Higher. Let's go higher.
one of the things I always hear artists say is that their art comes from like a higher place, or their art comes from their ancestors. Their art comes from, like I said, it comes from some of your experiences. Do you feel like you're a vessel?
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
I definitely think so. There's no way, I mean, I don't go to sleep and think, tomorrow I'm gonna think about this song and I know exactly how it's like, I can't do that. So that's why I believe that I'm a vessel, because you make stuff out of thin air.
Yeah. That's amazing.
It's just, you just make a song and it didn't exist and you just make it. I think, yeah, it's miraculous.
Gotcha. So I guess a lot of people, they say, like, how many years you've been doing this? Because you would almost, it's scary how good you are.
Oh. Thanks.
So how long have you been doing this?
So there are different aspects to it.
Okay.
I didn't pick up guitar until, that was the very last aspect that I added. So performance, I started in theater.
Okay.
That was 2011. No, it wasn't. It was 2009. And I started doing theater in high school. It was musical theater. So I had experience going on a stage and interacting with people and getting used to the lights and the people looking at you and you not really understanding how to move on a stage. And then I started to do choir. So then I started to sing. When I graduated from high school, I was mostly singing. Like, I wasn't really moving around on a stage as much. But in college, that's when I decided to pick up acoustic guitar.
Right.
So it was kind of like I had this background in theater, and then I was starting to sing. I didn't really know what direction I want. Like, did I want to be electronic or something like that? And I was in school for biology. It was a whole thing.
Wow.
It was a whole mess, to be honest.
Gotcha.
And I focused on guitar and vocals in college. And then when I left college, that's when I started production. I started producing my own music and arranging my own arrangements. And that's when I started thinking about the musicality of guitar. Because then I was like, while I was producing, I was like, there are so many different melodies that I could choose from. Before I was thinking, it's all about performance. Like, it's the theater. You can sing, that's great. But then when I started picking up guitar and doing production, I was like, there's so many, like, there are different ways I can sing. And, like, with the guitar, I can add a whole nother voice to my voice. It was just kind of mind-blowing. And so I started to sit down, and this was 2.5 years ago. I sat in my basement. This was after a whole lot of going in and out of state with different opportunities. And I was like, I'm not really giving off my best performance. I know I'm not, because when I go on stage and I get off stage, I'm thinking, wow, they really liked what I was doing, but that's not what I heard in my head. You know, like, I wasn't giving them the performance that I knew that I wanted, you know? I think as an artist, you always have this belief or this image in your head of what you want to create. And when you start to create it and you're like, oh, this is not at all what I set out to create, you get a little bit frustrated and you, like, go back to the drawing board. And so that's what I did. I went back to the drawing board a couple years ago, and I just, like, started learning skill, like accuracy and how to emote what it is I heard in my head into the real world.
Gotcha.
So that was a
manifestation
stages.
of ideas.
Yeah, it was a few different stages.
This next song is called Wash It Away. Small talk on a Saturday. I never imagined this would happen to me. Small friends taking holiday from work to see you, baby. You always kept my demons at bay. Unemployed, but I was with you, babe, with you, babe. 'Cause you'd always have something to say. You knew when to wash it away. You knew when to push me away. Have a seat in my universe. Let you stay a little longer. Come enjoy my theater. Oh, you're the only one who read the script, watched the play, and you always get my demons at bay. Unemployed, but I was with you, babe, with you, babe. Cause you'd always have something to say. You knew when to wash it away. You knew when to push me away. You knew when to. Oh, whoa, oh, 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 oh. Have a seat in my universe. Let you stay a little longer. Oh, come enjoy my theater. You're the only one who read the script, watched the play, and you always get my demons at bay. Unemployed, but I was with you, babe, with you, babe. You'd always have something to say. You knew when to wash it away. You knew when to push me away. Oh, you knew when to. Oh, whoa, oh, 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 ooh.
So what do you think is next for Cramer?
I don't know. I have no idea. What do I think is next? I mean, I have a lot of performances lined up, but there are a lot of things that I haven't tapped into. There are a lot of talents that I know that I'm good at, but I haven't developed them to the level that I want to.
Gotcha.
So now it's like a question of, should you go with this thing that you're really good at right now, or should you like start to kind of venture into these other skills and stuff too? Or I could just put them all together and just
Be a one-woman show.
You know, yeah. So, but I don't know. I'm still
Gotcha.
very much like feeling out how to do this stuff in the first place. So.
So what are some of the things I guess you're trying out? Like I know you. What are some?
Yeah. So I'm also a painter.
Nice.
I've painted in a few expos. I am a muralist.
Wow.
I painted at Charles River Flowers High School, their theater department. I also mentor kids through the arts.
Nice.
At Flowers. I went to Flowers.
Okay.
So their theater department, I go back every year and I help them out with like performance technique and vocal coaching and just kind of like confidence building things that people, it's not common sense. When you get on a stage, you just don't know, right? So I try to be like that connector. Public speaking, motivational speaking, you know, just, I like to bowl, you know, there's just so many things.
Right. It's a lot.
You know, what if I could become a, never mind. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
So, when you do the song "Why Do You Love Me," right?
I'm sorry?
Why do you love me?
No. You deserve your love.
You deserve your love. See,
Like, what?
here we go.
But I don't know,
Right.
Devin. I just love you.
Yeah, I know.
Why are you asking?
I appreciate it.
It's cool.
So with this song,
Mhm.
I guess I know you got into it earlier, but what experiences shaped that song?
You deserve your love. The title is very, very straight to the point.
got you.
But I noticed a lot of people in my life weren't really getting the recognition that they deserve. I guess I'm really big on like showing people that I'm grateful, or just that whole like concept of somebody doing something and being appreciated for it. I think a lot of my music, like,
Okay.
I don't know why it revolves around that, but it was basically just me writing to a person that didn't necessarily understand or see their worth, and that they play a big part in that, in their own view of themselves. And sometimes you don't realize that until somebody says, hey, no, you deserve that. Like, you deserve rest. You deserve to, like, really care for yourself. You deserve all the love in the world. Like, and I think people go, like, days and months and years without hearing that. And so I wanted to make a song that specifically said, like, you deserve your love. Like, you deserve some peace of mind, some stillness. You deserve your love, like, at the end of the day.
Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
I like it. It's very empowering, but it's also very universal.
Thanks. Did it talk to you?
It did.
Okay.
It did. It did.
Good. You was back there just...
No, because I just had to take a moment. I was just like literally, I'm like, okay, you know about synesthesia, right? Like,
Synesthesia.
it's like when you hear sound and you
right.
see color.
Yep.
Like, your music makes me stop in place and, like, just search here.
Think about it, right?
Really just search here and go, how can I be better? Or how can I, like, show people they appreciate it?
Yeah.
It's almost like it's full of shared experiences, because it's like, wow, this person is expressing a thought that I have.
Yeah. It connects.
It connects. It resonates. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with more One Honest Nation TV right after this. Welcome back to One Honest Nation TV. I'm your host, Devin Willer, and this is a continuation of my sit-down with Cramer.
Hello.
So, I'm hearing that you have a project coming up.
Yes, I do. It's called Spring Renewal.
Nice.
It's coming out throughout the spring. One song is already out. It's called Nobody's Coming Back. It's available on SoundCloud, Spotify, Apple Music, all the
Go get it.
platforms.
Go
Yes.
get it.
I produced it. I played on it. I sang on it. I did everything on the track. So if you hear the track, let me know what you think. And I mean, that's
So tell us more about what can people expect with Spring Renewal.
Oh, well, it kind of plays with the themes of spring. So you think blossoming and blooming and rebirth and healing and putting things back together. That's the common theme that flows through all the songs.
Nice. And it fits in the same kind of like space as the music that you heard today, right?
Yeah, it's the same. 3 of those songs are actually on that. So a couple of those songs I played, I've never performed them. So
See, there we go.
There
Exclusive.
it is.
Dropping heat. I love it. I love it. How can people follow you? How can people get in contact with you?
Mostly everything is Meet Cramer, MEETCRAMER.
No meat.
No, no meat,
You're
MEAT,
okay.
because I'm a vegan,
Gotcha.
but meat.
Meet Cramer. Nice to meet you.
Yes.
Meet
Cramer.
Cramer.
Hey, here's my friend Cramer. Meet Cramer.
Gotcha.
Right. And that's also my email account, meetcramer@gmail, Instagram, everything except Twitter. It's Cramer Music because somebody else had Meet Cramer.
Some other
I don't know what that was
person
about. But
has it.
yeah, and that's it.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you. Appreciate it.
Thank you. This was great.
Yeah. It's a blessing to have you here.
Aw, Devin. Thanks.
All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap for this episode of One Honest Nation TV. We'll see you next time.
Bye.
But new arrivals are on horizon. New arrivals are on horizon. New arrivals are on horizon.
One Honest Nation with Devin Wheeler was produced with the services and facilities of Arlington Independent Media.
More Yah at onehonestnation.com.